What happens when a single demand unravels a family's hidden truths? I stood in the kitchen, hands trembling as I chopped onions, the weight of my mother-in-law's command pressing down like a storm cloud. 30 guests, 30 plates. One night to prove myself, or so she thought. I'm Lily, a 28-year-old graphic designer who married into the Harper family a year ago. My husband, Tom, is the kindest soul, but his mother, Margaret, has a knack for turning warmth into frost. From the moment we met, her sharp eyes judged every move I made. "You're not cooking for my son properly," she'd say, inspecting my modest dinners with a curled lip. I brushed it off, thinking love would soften her edges. I was wrong. Last week, Margaret called. "Lily, we're hosting a family reunion at our house. 30 people. You'll cook, not a requested decree." My stomach churned. I'm no chef. My skills stop at spaghetti and roasted chicken. "Margaret, I don't think I can handle that many," I stammered. Her voice cut through the phone like a knife. "You're a Harper now. Act like it." Click. The line went dead, and so did my confidence. Tom tried to reassure me. "She's just stressed. I'll help." But his work trip loomed, leaving me alone with the task. I spent days planning a menu: lasagna, garlic bread, salad, and tiramisu for dessert. Simple enough, I thought, but scaling it for 30 felt like climbing Everest in flip-flops. I scoured recipes, shopped until my car groaned under the weight of groceries, and barely slept. Margaret's words echoed. Act like it. Was I failing as a wife, a daughter-in-law, a Harper? The day arrived. The Harper house buzzed with relatives I barely knew, cousins, aunts, uncles, all expecting a feast. Margaret hovered, her presence a shadow over my shoulder. "Don't overcook the lasagna," she snapped as I slid trays into the oven. My hands shook. The kitchen felt like a battlefield. I burned my wrist on a hot pan, spilled sauce on my apron, and nearly cried when the tiramisu wouldn't set. Still, I pushed on, driven by a stubborn spark to prove her wrong. By evening, the dining room brimmed with chatter. Plates piled high with food, and the aroma of garlic and tomato filled the air. I stood at the head of the table, heart pounding, as guests dug in. Compliments trickled. "This lasagna is divine." And for a moment, I dared to hope. Margaret sat at the far end, her face unreadable. Then she stood, tapping her glass with a spoon. The room fell silent. "Lily worked hard tonight," she began, her tone dripping with something I couldn't place. "But let's be honest, this isn't her strength. I told her to cook because I wanted her to understand her place. A Harper wife doesn't just cook, she excels. She should have asked for help instead of serving this." She gestured at the table, her words slicing through the warmth of the room. Gasps rippled. My face burned. Tears pricked my eyes. I wanted to vanish. Then, a chair scraped. My father-in-law, George, a quiet man who rarely spoke, stood slowly. His eyes, usually soft, blazed with something fierce. "Margaret," he said, his voice low but steady. "That's enough." The room froze. Even the clink of forks stopped. Lily didn't just cook for 30 people, she poured her heart into it. She's not here to prove herself to you. She's family. And you, of all people, should know what it's like to feel small under someone's judgment. Margaret's face paled. Whispers stirred, but George wasn't done. 40 years ago, your mother did the same to you, criticized every dish, every choice. You cried to me about it. Have you forgotten? Or do you just enjoy repeating her mistakes?" The silence was deafening. Margaret's lips parted, but no words came. She sank into her chair, eyes glistening. George turned to me. "Lily, this meal is wonderful. Thank you." He raised his glass, and slowly, others followed. My chest tightened, not with shame, but with gratitude. The meal resumed, voices softer now, as if the air itself had shifted. Margaret said nothing more, her gaze fixed on her plate. Later, as I cleaned the kitchen, George found me. "She's not cruel, Lily," he said. "She's scared. Scared of losing control, of not being enough. But you're enough." His words wrapped around me like a warm blanket. I nodded, unable to speak. That night, I learned more than how to cook for a crowd. I learned that family isn't about perfection. It's about standing up for each other, even when it's hard. Margaret and I may never be close, but George's stand gave me something stronger than her approval, me own resilience. And maybe, just maybe, a crack in her armor.